All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is titled "The Media Lied About Me Without Any Shame," and it comes from Thomas Sowell TV. Now, like me, a lot of people wonder why come Thomas Sowell wasn't more known. Why is he not more known about, and why wasn't he more shared back in the 90s? You know, when he was more active. You know, but I think we could find out about that in this video here. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while you're watching. Now let's get into it.
When you read your books that you've published, Economics and Politics of Race, Ethnic America, Markets and Minorities, Pink and Brown People, they have all have, not all of them, but a lot of them have race as the basis for what you're studying. When you think about and write about race, are you doing so approaching it intellectually or because you feel you have this as a mission, personally, to better your race?
Well, I think both. A book like Civil Rights Rhetoric and Reality, I would never have written except for some practical purpose. That is, I had been through the subject before. I resisted throughout the 1960s all sorts of efforts to get me to write on race because I said, I'm not an expert on that. There are people who study this for all their lives and let them do it. And then I began to read some of the stuff they were writing, and I realized what nonsense it was. And I said, if this is what the professionals are doing, then we should try an amateur to do this. And once I got into it, I realized there were so many terrible things that the general public is simply unaware of. And there are so many bills of goods being sold to the public by people who personally gain from this stuff. I mean, when you sell a program, you become the program director, you become the consultant, you become all of that sort of thing. And I just needed to debunk some of that. And I think that's the reason I've written them. Then once I start to write them, I write them as I would approach any other subject intellectually.
Does it make you mad when you see somebody, say, of a hard right-wing persuasion using you to further their own particular prejudices?
Well, there are so few opportunities for my ideas to get into print that I don't have the luxury of doing that. But it would bother me. I haven't seen much of that, actually.
Hold on, I want to rewind that. He said there are so many, hold on.
Ideas to get into print that I don't have the
hard right-wing persuasion using you to further their own particular prejudices.
Well, there are so few opportunities for my ideas to get into print that I don't have the luxury of doing that.
He said there are so few opportunities for him to get into print that he doesn't even think that's a possibility. And yeah, I think this is in 1990. It says 06/10/90. So I'm assuming that's back when it was. And I mean that's just, it's telling because it sounds like how it is today. Although today is different because anyone can make a YouTube, anyone can make their own platform, but there's a machine, there's an algorithm that you have to fit into that'll filter and show certain things, you know, and it's a similar situation as back then, you know, just being a black sheep, black conservative.
But it would bother me. I haven't seen much of that, actually. I haven't seen much of that.
Have you seen discrimination in your own life because of the views you take?
Now, I would know about it. That whoever would discriminate against me would have the good sense to keep me from finding out.
Well, let me re-ask it. Do you find that the media would ignore what you have to say because of the views you take? Have you ever sensed that?
Oh, sometimes, although it's not so much being ignored as being distorted beyond recognition. A terrible thing happened some years ago on CBS Morning News when they tried to represent me as someone who believes that blacks are genetically inferior. And I had written, at least half a dozen articles attacking the thesis of Arthur Jensen. And so much so that the BBC had once wanted to arrange a debate between me and Jensen, and neither of us wanted to be bothered. But I was thinking, why is it that in London they understand what my position is, but in Washington they can't find out what it is?
Wow.
Particularly since it's been in print repeatedly and at enormous length. I conducted a large survey of IQs about 20 years ago, collected about over 100,000, and wrote all this stuff up. So it's a matter of public record. And yet to lie like that is just too much.
So if you wonder why Thomas Sowell isn't more known about, there you have it. The way they misrepresented him, the same way it happens to anyone else who's black and conservative. And, you know, they come out and you can go on a platform trying to openly tell your story, you know what I mean? And they can distort and twist your words. It's a shame, but it's the world we live in, you guys. So that's why, you know, we gotta raise our own voice, make our own platforms, eventually, but that's down the line, of course. But yeah, that was the video, you guys. Leave a comment below how you felt about that. Don't forget, I'm giving away an Insider Plus or All Access membership to the Daily Wire at the end of the month of October. I'll be giving away a few of those. It's October 30th, so I'll be announcing the winners very soon, you guys. But until next time, I'm out. Peace.